The greatest rivalry football has ever seen. This is it, the battle that has divided fans, defined eras and shattered records. For over 15 years, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have gone head-to-head, each time pushing the limits of what a footballer can achieve. 70-plus trophies, 1,600-plus goals, countless records smashed to dust. But this isn't just about numbers. It's about two men, two legends who have carried the hopes of entire nations and clubs on their shoulders. It's about rivalry, obsession, and the quest for ultimate greatness. From humble beginnings to icons of the game, Lionel Messi was born in Rosario, Argentina, a quiet genius who would change the game forever. At 13, he left home for Barcelona, and by 17, he was already a first-team player. His rise was quiet but deadly, like a storm building over the horizon. Ronaldo, on the other hand, grew up on the tough streets of Madeira, Portugal. His rise was fueled by pure ambition. He wanted to be the best. No, he needed to be the best. Manchester United gave him the platform, and the world saw the birth of a footballing machine. These aren't just two players, they're two footballing forces of nature, and soon, their paths would cross in the most explosive rivalry the sport has ever seen. The birth of a rivalry that would split the world. The stage was set in 2009. Ronaldo made his monumental move to Real Madrid for a then record-breaking fee. The rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid was already fierce, but now, it was about to reach nuclear levels. Messi versus Ronaldo in El Clasico became the biggest showdown in football. Two men, fighting for dominance on the world's biggest stage. Every El Clasico was a battle. Every touch of the ball could be history. Every goal felt like a moment that would tilt the scales of the universe. But this rivalry didn't just bring them glory, it took its toll. Messi and Ronaldo were now under relentless pressure to outperform each other, to break records not just for their clubs, but for personal supremacy. 2010 to 2018, the peak years of dominance between 2010 and 2018, Messi and Ronaldo didn't just compete. They went to war on every single football field they set foot on. This wasn't about winning a few trophies, this was a full-blown obsession. Every match, every moment was a battle for supremacy in a rivalry so fierce it consumed both men. During these years, Ronaldo didn't just dominate, he annihilated anyone in his path. He dragged Real Madrid to 4 Champions League titles, including an unthinkable 3 in a row. He wasn't just good, he was a goal-scoring machine, a phenomenon who was unrivaled in the air, deadly on the ground, and absolutely unshakable under pressure. He tore apart defenses, becoming the all-time top scorer in the Champions League, setting records that seemed impossible to break. Meanwhile, Messi was doing things no one had ever seen. He wasn't just playing football, he was creating masterpieces. He turned every match into a work of art. Perfect dribbles, passes that defied physics, and goals that looked like they were from another planet. In 2012, Messi didn't just score goals, he obliterated the world record, netting an insane 91 goals in a single calendar year, a feat so superhuman that no one ever believed it could be touched. But here's the thing, their greatness wasn't just born from talent, it was the rivalry that pushed them into the stratosphere. It wasn't about just collecting accolades, it was about being better than the other at all costs. And this rivalry? It didn't just give them glory, it demanded everything. Every missed penalty wasn't just a mistake, it was a stain on their legacy. Every big match defeat wasn't just a loss, it was a dagger to their pride. The world was watching, and the football media vultures were circling, ready to dissect every misstep, every moment of weakness. And yet, instead of breaking under the weight, it drove them even further. Messi, the magician, sharpened his craft to perfection, adding playmaking to his arsenal, becoming not just a goal scorer, but the ultimate creator. Ronaldo, always relentless, reinvented himself into the perfect goal-scoring machine. He didn't just adapt, he evolved into something the world had never seen. This wasn't just a rivalry, it was a war, and the battlefield was every stadium they stepped into. The international struggle. Falling short on the biggest stage as they conquered Europe, there was one arena where both Messi and Ronaldo fell short, the international stage. Messi had his heart broken, with Argentina losing 3 straight finals, the 2014 World Cup, and 2 Copa Americas. At one point, the pressure became too much, and Messi quit the national team, albeit temporarily. Ronaldo also faced crushing disappointment with Portugal, especially in the 2010 and 2014 World Cups. It seemed like no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't deliver the ultimate prize. But in 2016, Ronaldo found redemption, leading Portugal to victory in the Euro 2016 final despite being injured. He was lifted as a national hero. Messi, however, would have to wait longer for his redemption. This rivalry on the international stage wasn't just about trophies, it was about legacy. Each failure was a weight on their shoulders. But when the breakthrough finally came for Messi in 2021, lifting the Copa America in Argentina's colors, it felt like a massive burden had been lifted from his shoulders. The final chapter, Messi's World Cup glory and Ronaldo's last stand in 2022. Lionel Messi didn't just win the World Cup, he dominated it. He led Argentina to the ultimate prize in football, and he did it in the most spectacular fashion imaginable. 7 goals, including 2 in the final. Messi wasn't just playing football, he was writing history. This was the pinnacle, the moment the world had been waiting for. He lifted the one trophy that had eluded him his entire career, and in doing so, he didn't just complete his collection, he cemented his place as the greatest to ever do it. For many, this was the final answer to the GOAT debate. Messi had ascended, but wait, just when you thought the book had closed, there was one final climactic showdown left. In January 2023, the football gods gave us one last taste of the rivalry that had defined a generation. Messi versus Ronaldo, PSG versus Saudi All-Star She. One more time, one final clash. This wasn't just any match, this was their last dance. The entire world tuned in for what would likely be the last time these two titans shared a pitch, knowing full well that this was more than just a game. This was the end of a footballing era. Ronaldo, wearing the Al Nassr jersey, came into the match with fire in his eyes, determined to prove that no matter where he plays, he is still a force of nature. Messi, fresh off his World Cup triumph, still playing for PSG, was the picture of confidence, a king among men who had already won everything there was to win. And when the whistle blew, it was Messi who struck first. Of course, it was. Like he had done countless times before, he found the back of the net, setting the stage with an early goal that screamed, "I am still here. I am still the best." But Ronaldo wasn't about to let Messi steal the spotlight. No, this was Ronaldo's chance to remind the world who he was. He fought back, scoring twice, a brace that reignited the fire in his fanbase, a message to all doubters. I am far from finished. But this match wasn't about the goals, it was about the symbolism, the final passing of the torch. The rivalry that had captivated football fans for over 15 years was finally drawing to a close. For Ronaldo, this match was a farewell to European football. His journey from Manchester United to Real Madrid, from Juventus to Al Nassr, had come full circle. He was moving to Saudi Arabia, still a king in his own right, but no longer in the arenas where he had once battled with Messi for football's crown. For Messi, though, it was another chapter in his unstoppable march of greatness. He had just conquered the world with Argentina, and now, playing for PSG. He reminded everyone that he wasn't just part of this era. He had defined it. This was their last dance. 2 icons, one final battle. The world watched as these footballing gods shared the pitch one more time, knowing that this was the end of an era. The final answer: who is the GOAT? Now comes the hardest question: who is the greatest of all time? Messi, with his 8 Ballon d'Ors, his creative genius, his World Cup triumph, and his longevity at the very top of the game? Or Ronaldo, with his 5 Ballon d'Or, his dominance in 3 of Europe's toughest leagues, his Champions League records, and his unstoppable goal scoring? For Messi's fans, the 2022 World Cup is the final nail in the debate. He's the complete player, the artist who makes football look effortless. For Ronaldo's supporters, his ability to deliver time and time again on the biggest stage, his physical prowess, and his mentality to never settle make him the greatest competitor the sport has ever seen. The truth, it might come down to what you value most: team success or individual brilliance. Both have given everything to the sport, and football will never see a rivalry like this again. So, who's your GOAT, Messi or Ronaldo? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's settle this once and for all. Don't forget to subscribe for more epic football debates, legends, and stories that make this sport the greatest of all.